In this video, we are going to talk about the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro. It's the newest flagship from the affordable brand ELEHEAR, which we've talked about quite a few times on this channel. And we know that we have some subscribers who have been waiting patiently for this review. So stick with us. We're going to talk about what's new with these devices, how they compare to ELEHEAR Beyond, and how they compare to the overall hearing health landscape. If we haven't yet met, my name's Blake Cadwell. I'm the co-founder at soundly.com. We're one of the leading destinations for hearing health shopping and research in the United States. If you have questions as you're watching this video, or you're still trying to figure out where your hearing loss stands, head over to soundly.com. You can take a free hearing test that will help you understand your own hearing loss, and you can get in touch with our team. We can help you review your results or just talk to you about the various products on the market, including the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro, Sennheiser All Day Clear, Sony hearing aids, or really any others that you might be considering. If you like what you see in this video, we'd appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Helps us reach more people. With that, let's dig in. All right, before I go in depth on the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro, which I've been wearing for the last couple of weeks, let me just give you a little bit of backstory on this brand, where they came from. It might be a brand you haven't heard of, even if you've been in the hearing aid world for a while now, and that's because they're fairly new. They just came onto the market maybe about 2.5 years ago. Their first product was this one, the ELEHEAR Alpha Pro, I believe was the name of it, had a different form factor. And I tried this hearing aid in 2023, and it just wasn't quite ready for prime time. So we shared some feedback with the team, and we didn't begin offering it on soundly.com. Then in 2024, the brand released a new product called ELEHEAR Beyond. And that's a product that we've talked about a lot on this channel. It sells for $399 for a pair, so very affordable compared to the overall hearing health landscape. And we found that it has pretty good sound quality, especially at that price point. If you're looking at the peers at that price point, you might be considering something like Nano or Audion or MD Hearing. And we think ELEHEAR Beyond is better than those products. It has more features, better sound quality, and it's one of the reasons that we decided to begin offering it on soundly.com. So in the last year, we've fit many folks with the ELEHEAR Beyond, and we've gotten a lot of feedback on how the product works. What we hear is consistent with our own tests here in the lab. The sound quality is pretty good. It manages background noise pretty well. There are some sudden sounds that come through a bit intrusively, but in general, this is a solid product, especially at the price point. And certainly it's stronger than some of the other options in the market, sub $500. We do also have a lot of folks who upgrade from ELEHEAR Beyond into something like Sennheiser All Day Clear, which comes from the #1 manufacturer in the world, Sonova. They make hearing aids that are available in clinic under the brand name Phonak as well, and they sell more units than anyone else. So folks do find that there's a pretty big step up in quality when they go from Beyond to Sennheiser, but the price is also quite different, $399 versus $999. So that was the state of things as we headed into the summer of 2025. But ELEHEAR surprised us by announcing a new version of their ELEHEAR Beyond called ELEHEAR Beyond Pro. And that's the device that I've been wearing for the last few weeks, and many folks have been waiting for a review on, and I'm finally ready to share what I've learned, how this is different from Beyond, and how it fits into the overall hearing health landscape. So just to set the context here, the ELEHEAR hearing aids are shipped to your home after you order them. They come in a box that looks like this. They will come with a recharge case that actually carries a portable charge, so that's nice. Wherever you go, you'll still have some battery life in here. I think it carries 2 or 3 portable charges each time you plug it into the wall. You drop your hearing aids in that charger. There's a nice little magnet, holds them in place. And if you charge these for 4 or 5 hours, most people just do it overnight, you'll get something like 20 hours of battery life on each individual wear. ELEHEAR Beyond hearing aids and the new ELEHEAR Pro are both compatible with iPhones and Android. Your phone will be used to change the sound profile inside your hearing aids, and it also can be used for Bluetooth streaming, so music, podcasts, that kind of thing. I've actually found that ELEHEAR has some of the strongest signal when it comes to Bluetooth streaming. So that means I can walk the furthest distance away from my phone before the devices begin to cut out. It's a nice feature and interesting that a budget brand has pulled this off. ELEHEAR Beyond and ELEHEAR Beyond Pro both come in 2 different colors. You can get it in a silver or a beige color. if you decide to purchase this product, you just select it on the site, or you can mention it to the person who you're putting in your order with on the phone. We'll talk about the smartphone app in depth in just a moment, but some of the core things you need to know are that the smartphone app gives you some free-form controls. So you can change the volume, you can change the frequencies. It does not administer a hearing test, so the hearing aids are not programmed to your loss, but you can change things to sort of self-program them to your particular loss. That's a little bit different than leaders like Sennheiser or Sony, who take you through a test and then change the base program inside of your hearing aids. For many folks, this is fine, but for some folks, they find that the tinkering can be a little bit frustrating and they'd rather go through a bit more of a step-by-step process like what you find with Sennheiser or Sony. All right, so let's talk about some of the differences between ELEHEAR Beyond, the product that we currently have available at soundly.com and have quite a bit of experience with, and ELEHEAR Beyond Pro, the new product. Now, the first thing, the most obvious thing, is that the price is different. So the ELEHEAR Beyond comes for $399. The ELEHEAR Beyond Pro comes for $599. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Now, the team behind this product has shared that they've made some upgrades to how these devices actually sound. So how they manage sudden sounds, how they manage wind noise, background noise. They've put in a new chip into this new device, and generally they've shared that this should be an upgrade in sound quality. Now, in my own tests, I found that the ELEHEAR Beyond and the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro sound virtually identical. In fact, because they look identical, I've actually confused them a couple of times and put on the wrong pair of devices as I walked out of the studio. What I found is that I'm not ultimately catching that. I don't really realize that I'm wearing the Pro version instead of the Beyond version. Now, ELEHEAR has also expanded the frequency range of the new Pro, goes up to a higher frequency, which they believe will help folks with music listening. Now, to my ear, I haven't been able to detect a major difference, but I'm also not a music audiophile, so it's possible that folks who really have a keen ear for music could hear the differences in how high frequencies are being handled. With all that said, you have two products that look virtually identical, have very similar core functionality when it comes to their rechargeability and their Bluetooth, but this one's $200 more. So that puts this product in an interesting spot. It's clearly not as good, in our opinion, as something like Sennheiser All Day Clear, which sells for $999, but perhaps maybe it's a little bit better than the ELEHEAR Beyond, which sells for $399. So here's where we've landed in our recommendation to most folks. We still believe that the ELEHEAR Beyond, the original product that we added to our site a year ago, is a really quality and solid option if you're looking to spend less than $400. So if you want to spend $399, or sometimes we have it on sale for $379, this is a really solid product. It's better than the other products at that price point in the marketplace. But once you move up to $599, you're starting to get really close to products like Sennheiser All Day Clear, which we consistently find has better sound quality. And we see that in our customers as well. For the thousands of folks that we've put in Sennheiser All Day Clear and the many folks that we've put in the ELEHEAR Beyond, we find consistently that the folks in Sennheiser All Day Clear have a better experience with overall sound quality, including music, voices, background noise, etc. It's not to say ELEHEAR Beyond is a poor product, it's not at all, but it's an affordable product. And once the price changes, the total value conversation changes as well. So what we've decided to do at soundly.com is we're still selling the ELEHEAR Beyond. We think this is a great budget option. We actually will not be carrying the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro, and that's because we think most folks who are moving up in price should probably just consider something like Sennheiser. Now, one thing that we've realized is that the gap between $599 for the Beyond Pro and $999 for something like Sennheiser is still a pretty big jump. We sometimes have the Sennheiser product on sale for $799, but for folks watching this video who are specifically trying to sort out if they should go with the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro or something else, we're going to make a special code available. So if you're shopping on soundly.com, you can use code UPGRADE, which will effectively make sure the price of the Sennheiser All Day Clear is $799 for folks who use that code. So hopefully that helps. Of course, you can still buy the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro directly through ELEHEAR. You'll get service and care through their team, but it just won't be available at soundly.com right now. If we hear from a lot of folks that they really do love this Pro version of the product, we may add it in the future. But for now, we want to keep things simple, offer a great affordable product, and then help folks step up into something that we think is really premium in the OTC category. Okay, before we wrap up, let's take a deep dive into the app. I'll show you how the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro app works and how I can actually change these hearing aids as they're in my ears, all the customizations that you have available. I'll also show you the tinnitus features, which some folks find really helpful. Those are available in both the Beyond version and the Beyond Pro version. So let's take a look. All right, let's dig into the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro app. When you get to the main settings section of the app, you'll be in this setting tab. This is where you are going to be able to control your volume and also your frequency. So as I move up the wheel, things get crisper and brighter. As I move down, they become rounder and smoother, bassier. I tend to find for my cookie bite hearing loss, I'm enjoying it at a -10. Most folks will end up higher, probably at 7, 8, 9. That's going to give you that high frequency loss correction that you're probably needing. Now, one thing to note is that as I'm making these changes, I only hear them happening in the left-hand side. So I need to then go to the right and I'll try to match them because in my case, I have a similar hearing loss. So I know I'm at 8 and 7. I'll go to 8 and 7. And that'll keep things balanced between my ears. Now you can also go into noise control, which gives you the ability to manage the level of background noise that you are hearing, especially in louder environments. So right now I'm in adaptive, which will be the default. But let's say I want a complete noise shield, I'll go to maximum. And what I hear that actually doing in my ears is cutting out some of the ambient sound. And this is also going to kick in more of the directional microphones. So light, I hear that is much more of an open sound. I can hear a lot more background noise. Moderate, somewhere in the middle. Adaptive, again, is cutting out a lot of the background noise, but it's sort of adjusting to the environment that I'm in. So this is what you'll be able to do within the noise control section. Another important section to look at in the app is the tinnitus section. This is unique to ELEHEAR in the OTC market. There are not any other hearing aids today who offer a built-in tinnitus feature set for OTC hearing aids. So what you do is you just tap over to tinnitus and then you tap one of these soundscapes, and in my ears, I now hear rain, or I can go to heavy rain. You can actually layer them together. So I can add in wind, and now this is wind and heavy rain. And that's how it works. It'll just play in the background, and it can often provide a lot of relief for folks who have ongoing tinnitus and want to stream sound consistently throughout their day. Of course, you can see up here, if you tap on this, it'll show you your hearing aid usage and the amount of battery that you have left. Within home, you've got a few other things to check out, including an environmental noise checker. This basically is just going to see how loud your environment is. Right now, you can see in this environment, as I'm talking, I'm at a 60 or 70 dB, and it's going to tell me that that's okay for the health of my ears. Again, you'll spend most of your time here in this settings tab. All right, there you have it. If you stuck with us to this point, thank you for your time. Hopefully you feel you understand a bit better the ELEHEAR Beyond Pro. I've enjoyed reviewing this product, and I remain really excited about where this brand is headed. They're bringing really quality technology at really affordable prices, and that is something that the hearing health category has really needed for a long time. So happy to see it, and we expect to talk a lot more about ELEHEAR in the years to come. Thanks for your time, and good luck with your research.